Hey everyone, I'm Laura Klein, your organic authority. So today I'm cooking up a super delicious dessert which you're gonna love. The reason why I love this dessert is because you can do it ahead of time. If you're entertaining, you can even pull the whole thing together and put it in the oven when you sit down for dinner. And then when you're done, you can pull it out piping hot. So this is an organic strawberry rhubarb compote with the streusel topping. Now that is a freaking mouthful. So let's get started. I love these ingredients because, you know, they come around during springtime and they're super fresh and they're just really yummy. Now, if you're not familiar with rhubarb, rhubarb is almost like, it's like celery, but it's red. It's this gorgeous garnet red, and we all love garnets, right? And what you want to do is you just want to slice these, you know, thin, just kind of like you slice celery. And you can see I've already chopped up a bunch and we're just gonna chop the rest. Now, the thing with rhubarb is you never ever want to eat the leaves. Those are poisonous. So if you're growing them at home, keep them away from your kids and keep them away from the dogs. So I've got about 1.5 pounds of rhubarb here, and I've got 2 pounds of strawberries. Now, I've also got 1.5 cups of organic cane sugar, and I love the organic version of sugar because it's just less processed. It's healthier for you. And I've got 3 tablespoons of potato starch, and this starch or flour is just gonna help pull everything together. Next up, I've got 2 teaspoons of lemon zest, and I love lemon zest. This comes from my own garden. If you live in the right area, grow your own lemon trees. You can even grow them indoors. You can grow them in pots. They're pretty darn amazing. And this kind of helps perfume this compote with the zest because it releases all those yummy essential oils, and it's super fragrant. We're also gonna add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice to help pull this all together. So you just want to stir like so, and you want to make sure your strawberries and the rhubarb is completely covered by your condiments here. And the rhubarb has a delicious kind of like tangy flavor, a little bit tart, which I love. I really love tart things. As a kid, I used to eat lemons straight. So anyway, but sometimes, you know, a lot of times if you see rhubarb on a menu, it's served with something sweet like sweet berries to kind of sweeten it up again. All right, so we need to give this thing a few more stirs to completely cover it all. And there we go. All right, so that is our compote. All right, so next up we're making our streusel topping. Now this is gonna give it really a nice, crunchy, yummy topping that everyone's gonna love. So I've got 1.5 cups of flour. I've got 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I've got 1/4 cup of organic cane sugar. And by the way, all of these ingredients are organic, including the flour, including the sugar. And I've got 1/2 cup of walnuts here. Now you could use any type of nut that you like. If you like pecans, use pecans. And I've got 1 tablespoon of orange zest. I love the zest of citrus because it kind of adds like a perfuminess to a dish, and it releases all those yummy essential oils. And I've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm gonna just give this a mix or a stir here. And next, I'm adding 8 ounces of organic butter. So I've brought my organic butter to room temperature, which is important because you're gonna be mixing this with your hands. And I've cut it like so, and I'm kind of like smushing it between my hands as I put this in. If you have kids, this is really a lot of fun to have them do and make with you, because it's kind of a chance to get in there and get kind of down and dirty, which is a lot of fun, and get their hands dirty, and also be in the kitchen, which is super fun. So this is 2 sticks or 8 ounces of organic butter. So it's pretty easy to kind of smush between my fingers right now. And I choose organic butter because I just don't want to be exposed to all the pesticides and the chemicals and the hormones and all the stuff that a lot of, animals are exposed to these days. And if you have children, it's really important for you to choose organic. So I'm just using my hands here to now kind of pinch all of this together. It's kind of like this. I'm kind of reaching in and I'm going, and just bringing my forefingers and my thumb together. And this is what's going to make your topping. And so you want to kind of really pinch it a little bit and keep going until you kind of have nice smaller crumbles, and you'll have bits of butter and bits of nuts, and it's going to be really good. Now, if your hands get tired, because your hands may get tired, you can also use this pastry tool right here, and you kind of can use it to help cut in the butter like so. So we'll do this, and once this is done, I'll be right back. All right, so our streusel topping is nice and crumbly. You can kind of see how crumbly it is. I've got the butter mixed in there. I've got the nuts and the sugars and the zest and all that kind of good stuff. And it's really crumbly. So next, we're just going to put our streusel in our baking dish here. And you just kind of want to spread it out like so. And fill it in and make sure you've got all of the juices and all of the yummy stuff, okay? We'll just spread it out. And next, we're going to add our streusel topping and just kind of spoon it over the top here. And this is really how easy this recipe is. There's not a lot of hard work. I mean, you can really have this done in about 15-20 minutes flat. Now that is good, and it's affordable, and it's all organic. So you can really feel good about, serving this to your friends and family and your kids. And, organic strawberries, they're so much better because they're not full of pesticides and toxic chemicals that, you're being exposed to, and your kids. So this is it. So this is what it looks like before it goes in the oven. Now I've preheated my oven to 425 degrees, and we're gonna put it in for 30 to 45 minutes. Now I'm gonna start checking it at 30 minutes to make sure, it's not burning or anything, but when it's done, you want it to be kind of nice and brown and bubbly. So let's go for it. Now, I'm putting it on this baking sheet here because a lot of times it boils over and the juices boil over and it kind of makes a mess in your oven. So I've just simply lined my baking sheet with tin foil. And in she goes. All right, you guys, so our organic strawberry rhubarb compote with streusel topping has been in the oven for about 35 minutes. I took it out because it's nice and golden, and it's also bubbly on the outside, and that's when you know it is done. So now for the moment of truth. It's time to dig in. So I want to get a little bit of the streusel topping, strawberry, and the tart rhubarb. All right, it's a little warm. Wow. All right, the crunchiness of the walnut is awesome. The butter on there is like luxury, and the sweetness of the strawberry next to the tartness of the rhubarb is absolutely delicious. You gotta try it, and it is super easy. I mean, 15-20 minutes for an organic dessert. I'm Laura Klein, and if you have any questions, email me at laura@organicauthority.com. And by the way, check us out on Twitter and Facebook. See you next time.